A man's interaction with Nashville police turns deadly. Metro police officer Andrew Delkey shot Daniel Hambrick last night. Both of those men just 25 years old.
And it all unfolded across the street from a community center and a school in North Nashville. News Channel 5's Blake Rosnowski is live from TBI headquarters this morning with details. She's been following this story for us. And Blake, we understand it all started when officers were out patrolling for stolen cars.
Yeah, that's right, Amy and Adam. They were looking for stolen vehicles. They were part of Metro Nashville's newer crime force task, the Juvenile Crime Task Force, and they were looking for stolen vehicles. And that's when things turned from a routine traffic stop to a gun being fired. That was when the TBI says last night officers from the department's new task force were searching for stolen vehicles around the North Nashville area. At some point, they saw a vehicle driving erratically and tried to pull the driver over, but the driver fled and officers did not chase the vehicle. They continued searching the area until they spotted the vehicle around 7 at 17th Avenue North and Joe Johnston Avenue. The TBI says during the traffic stop, Daniel Hambrick got out of his vehicle, reportedly holding a firearm. The situation escalated and Officer Delkey fired several shots, killing Hambrick. Metro Police say there were 2 other people in the car who took off after. They say Officer Delkey graduated from the academy in December 2016 and has no prior disciplinary history. According to the Davidson County Criminal Court, Hambrick has had more than 40 charges dating back to 2009, mostly related to drugs, being a felon in possession of a gun, as well as some assault and robbery charges too. Now, officers say that there was no body camera in this case. We talked to Metro Police about it, and they say that they are still in their pilot project, so only a few officers do have those body cameras at this point. We reached out to one of the activist groups who have been actively working with Metro Police on this and concerned about this. Their name is Community Oversight Now, and we're waiting for what they have to say about this. So, of course, when we get that answer, we'll bring that to you on newschannel5.com. Live at the TBI headquarters, Blake Rosnowski, News Channel 5.
And Blake, last night's deadly officer-involved shooting in Nashville is just one of 3 that have happened just this week in Tennessee. Demario Perkins was shot and killed on Wednesday night in Memphis. The TBI says officers shot Perkins in a traffic stop after he threatened to kill himself and fired a gun. The TBI is also looking into a case in Campbell County. A man was shot Wednesday after pointing his gun at officers. When police went into the man's home, they also found his wife dead. Of course, we will stay on top of this developing story for you. Be sure to download our free mobile app and enable push alerts so you can have updates sent right to your phone.
A man accused of opening fire on, he's facing federal charges this morning. Clarksville police say officers were called out last month after an intoxicated Elike Camacho punched a 12-year-old girl in the head at a relative's home. We're told during a police chase, a 21-year-old tried to run over an officer and opened fire. He was eventually arrested the next morning, hiding in the woods. Camacho is facing several charges this morning. A search is underway right now for a missing man last seen nearly 2 months ago. Murfreesboro police are looking for this guy. This is Arnold Morris. He might be driving a silver Dodge truck with Tennessee tags. Call police if you've seen him.
Are you ready to shop till you drop this weekend?
Not me. I'm going to leave it to you. I'm going to stay out of this.
I can do it.
Tennessee's tax-free holiday started at midnight and it ends at 11:59 Sunday night, so you have plenty of time to get this in. That means you can save the sales tax of nearly 10% on school supplies and clothes that are less than $100 each. It applies to items for adults, kids, even babies, and you can get computers that are less than $1,500, all tax-free.
And be nice and be patient because it is going to be busy and some of those aisles are small and people grabbing for things. For more information and a full list of qualifying items, just head to our website. We can help you out there at newschannel5.com.
Well, school districts in Middle Tennessee will be heading back to the classroom as early as next week, and most likely every teacher and student will be carrying their cell phones with them. But that, according to one local attorney, could actually lead to some pretty big problems. News Channel 5's John Quill Newland explains.
Good morning. It's nearly impossible now to find a classroom that's not full of cell phones, and in some cases, they're actually required as a part of the curriculum. However, cell phones can open the door to inappropriate conversations and text messages between a student and their teacher. Local attorney Samuel Jackson represents several school districts across the state. Every year, he's involved in cases surrounding inappropriate texts and social media conversations between a student and their teacher. In most cases, Jackson says teachers simply want to connect with students in a way they like to communicate, via text messages and or social media. But things can take a turn for the worse.
What I see in my practice is that often happens, and sometimes children don't share that with anyone else.
And for teachers,
you never need to be having a text communication with a student directly, and that be the only student that you're having the conversation with.
He says group chats between the teachers and their students should hide everyone's numbers, and parents should also do their part in monitoring their children's phones and apps. And be aware, there are ghost apps meant to hide social ones in plain sight. In Nashville, I'm Jonquil Newland, News Channel 5.
All right, Jonquil, thank you. And first responders are also gearing up for the start of school by preparing for every parent's worst nightmare, an active shooter situation. And today, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office will hold exercises at Station Camp High School and North Sumner Elementary starting at 8 a.m. Officials say they're going to use this time to evaluate their resources in case of a real emergency.
Another chance at a new trial for a Hendersonville woman convicted of smothering her newborn twin boys. Lindsay Lowe is serving more than 50 years in prison on 2 felony murder convictions. The Tennessee Supreme Court agreed to hear her appeal and last week ruled against her request for a new trial. The justices made a good faith exemption, though, for a mistake involving a search warrant during the investigation of that case. And now Lowe's attorney, David Rabin, is asking the court to revisit the case. The case is now back before the state Supreme Court. They're expected to rule sometime in the next 2 weeks.
With Nashville on the rise, thousands of drivers come through this city every single day.
And if you're spending any of your weekend downtown, you need to know about a massive closure that could affect your ride in. Rebecca's telling us how to get around this.
Adam, Amy, TDOT crews will start a nearly $6 million project to resurface I-40. It's along a 4-mile stretch from Church Street all the way to the Arlington overpass. Around 140,000 drivers travel that route every single day, and TDOT says it is time to fix that bumpy ride.
Most people who drive on that road know it needs to be repaved. It's time for that repaving to happen, but we're also putting some bridge repairs in there too.
Starting tonight at 8 p.m., the entire South Loop will close from the I-24 split all the way to I-65, along with 2nd Avenue, 4th Avenue, and Lafayette Street near the interstate. The closure will run through the weekend, and this is just the first of 3 weekends that the South Loop will have to shut down for this. Roads should reopen Monday morning before rush hour.